Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the FOMO show. We're here at Excellent Sound. My name is Garrett.
I'm Morgan, and today we're going to show you guys kind of like how we do our Serum sound design sessions and kind of like our thought process into making all the sounds.
Yeah, we're going to put you inside the minds of world-class sound designers ourselves, and how really what we're thinking when we're doing this. So it's give you guys kind of a roadmap to follow when you're trying to make effective presets and make some big shit.
Yeah.
And we're going to be taking one of the sounds from the pack that'll be coming out very, very soon.
Fomo Fire Volume 1. God damn, that was good.
Said that perfect. So we're going to be giving you guys the preset from our Serum presets that'll be coming out in the next couple weeks here. That'll be in the description, and then we'll also give you this bass template that we start with when we're designing basses. You'll see that momentarily here when we switch over to Ableton, but those will both be linked in the description for you guys, freebies, and you can get a little tasty of the pack.
And
that's
then
coming
also
out.
Whatever we come up with right now.
Yeah, we'll give you the one that we're kind of like working off of, and then we'll give you whatever we end up making right on the spot.
Bang.
We'll have actually 3 separate Serum presets. One will be the template, and then 2 actual sounds in the description. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and then we're going to dive right into it.
All right, so this is the sound we got for you guys right here. So say this is like kind of how the thought process or how the process would go. Like say you heard a sound like that. I'm going to play the sound real quick.
I'll put it up and show much one we got.
Okay.
This one's called Descent. So this is exclusively from the Fomo Fire Volume 1. First look, worldwide exclusive.
Okay, so there's like 2 general ways that we start presets. It's either like we have something in mind for it, or it's like we hear a sound and then we go in and figure out how it's made and then like make a bunch of them and make them like kind of ours. So say you heard a sound like this in a song. So we're not going to necessarily take apart this one, but I'm going to do exactly the same thing and like show you what.
Show you the full start to finish process. So it's a little more valuable than just showing you something that we already made and it's already packaged and done. We'll show you literally every step of the process when we're trying to make something dope.
Yeah, and feel free to just take this one apart too, because
you'll get this in the description as well. So that's all yours. Have at it. But we just wanted to give you a little more insight than just showing you a bunch of presets. You know?
Yeah. Okay, so let's just drag this MIDI note down. And what we have right here, this is our bass template. So it starts off just with basic shapes, and then what's going on at first is LFO5 sweeps through the wavetable position, and this is so we could listen for tones within wavetables that sound good to us. So like, depending on the type of sound we're making, we would go through wavetables and listen for something in the same realm that we wanted.
So just a quick note, you don't want it to be on basic shapes when you're sifting through, because those are obviously just all separate. They're not dynamic wavetables, like they're all just one thing. So we'd go through, he'll show you.
Yeah. Okay, so and then another thing that's set up here is LFO4 is set to master tune, and it goes up and down an octave. And the reason why this is set up this way is because a lot of sounds have movement over a phrase, and we don't want to just make one shots because it's hard to get inspired that way. So this allows us to like make an entire phrase, so we could just put one MIDI note down when we're writing.
Yeah, make the presets a little more interesting.
And then this is always mapped to macro 4, so like we could just turn it off if we don't want it or leave it on. And then LFO6 is mapped to the LFO1 speed. So like say we wanted to go bum bum bum, we could just like draw in the steps right here and listen to it. So this would be like speeding up and speeding up again. And
so that we can literally make a drag and drop preset, like it's just ready to be put into one MIDI note put into the song. We've got the pitch, we've got the LFO rate, boom.
Yeah. All right, we're just going to, first of all, listen for something interesting. So I'm going to go to spectral just to start, just because those are the like more complex sounding ones. That one's pretty cool. All right, let's say we decided on that one. So, and then say if I was like remaking it, I would think to myself, okay, is it just going to be wavetable or am I going to use FM? And in that sound that we just looked at, I could like if you hear like a metallicness to it, you could almost guarantee it's FM. So I'm just gonna go for FM right away, and we're just gonna get the speed part of it down first. So let's just go up 3 right here. So in that first sound, it's an off-grid sound. So we're gonna turn off the BPM, and then we're gonna have LFO6 control the speed. So if we drag this up, you guys hear how it fucking like sweeps down?
Starts out super quick.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds pretty good for the rhythm for me. So I'm just going to leave that like this. And then we're going to add the sub in there. And by default, this is always mapped to the sub just because it usually sounds better when there's a sub just happening the whole time. And then just so we can make it as interesting as possible, we're just going to leave that LFO 5 on just so it creates a bunch of tones over an entire bar, which we have it set up to. So let's mess around with this FM right here. Yeah, let's just have this stay the same actually. And then we want it to be vocal. So every time it's vocal, we need a filter. And we're just gonna have this on the filter right here. And we're gonna try to make it talk as best we can.
Yeah, so in terms of movement starting out right off the bat, we've got the level dictating like the main LFO rate. And then we're gonna use the filtering to create even more movement within the sound.
So let's try to make this bad boy talk. For now. So I don't think what I'm thinking right now is like this wavetable isn't given enough vocal timbre with the filter. Like we're not hearing it talk as much as I want. So this is where I would just go through and maybe pick a different one. So you hear how that one's like a little bit more heavy?
Yeah, it's got a little more low end to it, especially in that last half.
Okay. So that's feeling pretty good. And then I'm always grabbing just like things that change tone first. So I'm always, most presets start out with just filter, and then like a tonal delay or distortion or something. So
just to get like the main meat of it down before you do any other affecting.
Yeah, things like the hyper and dimension, flanger, phaser.
All the spatial stuff will come later.
Those are like space effects. So we could add those as like taste at the end. So that's adding a lot of sick tones. That's just the comb filter just scraping through like all the frequencies.
Yep, super fast. So, and then everything so far has been mapped to that same LFO1.
Yeah.
And everything for movement's going to be coming from that.
So I'm just going to take a second to draw in some pitch automation here. So this is just going to sweep it from an octave higher to just the root note.
And do you want to show them, I guess if they have the template, they'll be able to do this, but do you just want to show them how that LFO4 is routed?
Okay.
So you have to go into the matrix for this. And it's just going to be routed to the master tune. So if you want to show them like how you'll just click the source.
Yeah, you would just go here, LFO4.
Yeah, LFO4.
And then how to set it up and down. So 19, we just know the math just from doing it a million times.
Weird. For some reason, it's not, in Serum, it's not like 12 is an octave for some reason.
Yeah, so you want to do, or you could just type in, 12 semitones? Does that work? Yeah. But that would only be, since it's bipolar, it's half whatever you have right here. So you type in 24 semitones, and then it would be up one and down one is how it would work.
Within that grid,
yeah. Yeah, so that's sounding pretty nice so far. Let's get a little bit of hyper and dimension on it just to give it some space. And you kind of just have to listen to what sounds good over there on the comb. And then let's do some more vocal stuff just so to use as many filters as possible. So this is like the same thing that we did in the first half.
Yeah, so now we're basically using the EQ as another filter.
Exactly.
So you pretty much have three options for filtering within Serum. One in the main tab on the oscillator page, and then in the FX you can use the filter, and then you can use the EQ as a filter, which he's showing you how to do here. And he's making like another notch filter, high notch filter.
Yeah. And it's all just like listening for like the tiniest bit that you want on here.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounded pretty good. So now I'm going to add some tonal delay on there just because it also gives me it's in the name, tonal delay.
So even more tone. So we have a preset that you can save presets in your effects tab, but we'll show you how to do it.
Yeah, so tonal delay is just, it's a delay that makes tone. It's because it's so short, it makes a metallic effect on the sound. So it's the same thing as like a comb filter or a flanger or anything.
Yep.
So you pretty much want to be less than 20 milliseconds.
Anything from 0 to 0 won't do anything. I'd say anywhere from 1 to 20 milliseconds.
Yeah, and you get to that timing.
Anything beyond that, you get like an actual delay.
Yeah.
But if you want it to sound super tight and like it feels like it's part of the sound rather than in a time effect, like a normal delay, then you want to stay within like 1 to 20.
Yeah, so we're just going to listen for what sounds good right here. Okay, and then since it's sounding good to move this up and down, what we're going to do is just add maybe this LFO 5 on here and just let it like open up over time just to give it even more interest. Yeah, so that sounded pretty sick. Yeah, there we go.
Dope shit.
And then let's see what else we want to do here. Okay, so I would say that's about it that I would do for the base of the sound. So from there, what I'm thinking about for the macros is I want to have change the preset as much as possible with all 3 macros. So I'm just going to mess around with things that I think will change it the most, and then we're going to map them out. So I'm thinking that the FM octave is probably going to do a lot. Yeah, so that's giving it a lot of tone change, so I'm just going to go ahead and map that out. And this way, just like when you're writing, it's just easier to get like more different sounds from one sound. All right, so the way that you could map the macro to just go +1 octave is it's 9 on here. 9 to like 11 will do it. I think we got to go higher. Yeah. So you just got to kind of like put it up to the top and then listen for when it kicks in. So we're going to call this FM octave plus. And then we got a sick macro that we could just change up the sound right away. And let's just see what the FM does now. Not doing as much as we want.
Yeah, just because so much of the After Effects are doing a lot.
Yeah, so we'll just leave that there. And then I'm thinking that the comb will probably add a lot of interest to it. So let's just map that out.
So just a quick note, you can see like he's saying, I'm thinking this will probably do it.
Yeah.
Like, so when we're doing something like this, we're not going, oh, this is for sure going to be like the sickest thing ever if I change this. It's just kind of going through all the steps and just like knowing your tools and knowing what could potentially get you some good results. Like you'll see like the FM didn't necessarily work out, but that's something you wanted to check to see. So our process is just like knowing everything and then just trying out different things. So a lot of experimentation, but like it's kind of like almost like a checklist of just going through each step and trying to modify it as much as possible.
Yeah, and the way to make it so that you don't mess with the parameter that you already have set when you're doing the macros is you turn it up all the way and then you just drag the blue to where you want it. So
yeah, that way it won't move where you were to start.
Yeah, so you're just listening to like only the change that you're making with the macro. That's pretty good. Yeah, so then we'll just call that comb cutoff. And then let's see what else we could do here. And this is just another way to like check if what you're doing will sound good is you just start turning knobs until something works out for you. I'm thinking maybe sync might do it.
Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah, so that would be something that we could like mess around with while the sound is playing. So like within your arrangement, you would just
you can automate the macro while it's actually playing through.
So then we'll just call this sync. And then probably leave the reverb off because we would put OTT later. I think I'd leave it at that, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
And let's see how we did. Yeah, pretty close.
Both dope sounds.
Sweet, yeah.
I think that's it. So like we said, there'll be the base template to get you started when you're doing a sound design session. And then both of these sounds will be linked in the description for free download. And keep your eye out for that full pack coming soon.
100 presets
got
for you.
99 more presets on top of the one we'll be giving you for free today. Tons of bass shots, drums from every category, house, trap, dubstep. I mean, we've got everything
Anything
in there.
you need.
So keep an eye out for that. And we will catch you next time. Huh? Peace.
Songs the fucking gas.